Welcome to NinonSpeaks. I'm your host, Ninon de Rosa, and my co-host is AJ Dean. Sit back and enjoy the show. Welcome to NinonSpeaks Media Image. And of course, you know what this platform is. This platform is to help and bring people in around the world, to give them a platform to let us, the world, know who they are, and what they are all doing. We all have a dream. We all have something we want to do, and we are doing it. So we're bringing that to the forefront. And of course, AJ is my producer. She's also my co-host. She puts a lot of this all together. Absolutely amazing. AJ, who do we have today? From London, I don't know, Hawaii?
Yes. Hello, Ninon. Welcome, everyone. And we have a great show today. We have the greatest hip-hop, bone-breaking, dance hall, freestyle, Afrobeats dancer and choreographer from London. Official Lilblaze is in the house. I want to welcome him. And also, we are going to talk about his wonderful exclusive clothing brand, Death by Cloth. I've got mine here. It's really, really cool. I want you to order online and get a copy for you as well. He'll tell us about that. I bought mine. And he has also danced with Larry and Laurent Bourgeois, the kings of dance from France, Les Twins. And he is a young, innovative dancer from London, a dynamic, creative artist. We also have Charmaine Lee, originally from Hawaii, interrelationship communication specialist, author, speaker, coach, trainer, and entrepreneur, with her book, Gardenias Bruise Easily, Giving Silence a Voice from Abuse to Love. Welcome, both of you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
Gad, you were on before our show. You actually were on one of our original shows, which was amazing.
Yes.
And I have learned since then, you've really come forward. You've really done very, very well, and you're climbing the ladder as every young person should do. So what have you done since last time we spoke?
Since last time we spoke, I've been working recently and for a while now with both Larry and Laurent from Les Twins. I've been working a lot with them recently for over like the past maybe like 5-6 months.
How did you get involved with them, Gad? How did you manage to get yourself involved with the twins that are coming up? They're becoming very, very popular. They've got a lot of sponsors behind them. They've got a lot of people behind them. How did you manage that?
Just a lot of hard work and dedication. I've always just kept at dance, kept trying to put myself in places where I thought that they might turn up. So eventually hard work paid off and we met.
This is what you call persistence. You pursued it and you pursued it and you won in the end. Okay, let's go over to Charmaine. Charmaine, you look absolutely beautiful. Are you Hawaiian?
Yes, I am a Hawaiian Filipina.
I love your scenery. You look, we can all pretend we're in Hawaii.
Yes. I love Hawaii. That's my hometown.
Where are you living now?
I live in Las Vegas. I'm here with my family, my children and my husband.
Oh, wonderful. So what is this book you've written? It fascinates me, going from sort of a hardship and trying to get rid of all that sort of whatever went on, which you'll explain to us, into trying to be happy.
Yes. Basically, I didn't want to write a book that was an autobiography. So I wanted to share the things that happened to me, the experiences that had to do with abuse and domestic violence, as well as, experiencing bullying. So I wanted to give the audience, whoever read my book, a way to look at, this is what I went through, and then some tips of what they can expect to do, or, some guidance of, we don't have to stay where we are. We can actually go from here to there. But sometimes when we're alone, we don't have the information. So how do we do it?
So things do happen. I mean, we can't help things happen. We get into relationships, or we have whatever. It could be family, it could be anything. And I absolutely agree with you. I don't think we need to reap on those the rest of our lives and make that rule our life. I think that, I'm not saying forget it. I'm not saying, dismiss it, but actually dismiss it, yes. But yeah, and also, remember, but make sure you don't put yourself in that position again.
Yes. Yes, and
If you're-
absolutely.
If you're vulnerable for this, because there's a lot of women and men, don't think only women get abused out there. Believe me, men do too. I
Yeah.
know for a fact. So, you know, it's not a one-sided thing, but mostly women get abused. But I think it's something that you're obviously able to get into that position. So you've got to make sure you don't put yourself into that position again. And what happened to you?
Well, my journey actually started when I was in my mom's stomach. I was a fetus, and my father didn't want me. And so he tried to abort me. Being a boxer, he thought he could actually get rid of me by punching her stomach. So my journey started as a fetus and getting that, imprint. And then from there, I just seemed to be drawn to different things in my life that had to do with childhood abuse, and then into teen abuse and adult abuse. And from there, I said, I cannot be this magnet. I have to find a way to stop this. And how do I do that? And everybody that I went to was saying, well, it's your fault. It's your fault. Okay, so how do I get out of it? So this is why I wrote the book. I wanted to give that insight of we can get out of it if we knew just exactly what steps to take.
Absolutely. Actually, Gad, this goes a little bit over to you, because you were in kind of a little, not rut, but you were in a place and you decided that I'm not going to stay here anymore. Not that you were abused, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying you were in a place when you thought, well, I've got to get out of this and get into a better place where I can meet people. So you persisted knowing where the twins were, and you sort of put yourself in that arena. And it's absolutely true, because where you put yourself into the world is exactly where you're going to end up. You're going to, if you really want to be a dancer and you really want to do what you want to do, you got to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah, manifestation is a real thing. So I definitely manifested being around them or meeting them and getting to understand their way of, their style of dance and their lifestyle of it, and it really is happening.
It is happening. But
Dad, I have a question for you. What have you been up to during lockdown as a dancer in London? What have you been doing to keep yourself busy? And because lockdown has had a lot of restrictions worldwide, what has been your secret?
Yeah, lockdown has definitely cut off near enough everyone from doing what they love. But I started doing a lot of online battles just to keep myself entertained, because I wasn't really feeling the battle scene. But I had to stay fit besides keeping my own personal workouts while being locked in. But I found ways to certain studios that were still open, that were still legally allowed to be open. So I was still being able to go and hold classes and train people and train with people, and still be able to collaborate and share crafts with some people. So lockdown hadn't really been that bad on as it could have been. It was at first, but I guess within like 3 months it kind of eased up and people could still connect. So,
and you've been working on a new video, right, with New Gen? Is that correct? A new video?
Yeah, I recently, a couple of days ago, shot a video for an artist, a dancehall artist called Kankro. He's apparently coming up. He's a very big artist in Jamaica. And another artist called Roach did a collaboration for BGM, sorry. It's a very big, apparently American company that does filming for the music industry. And they needed some dancers, some crazy dancers of high level to kind of put off like a dancehall American vibe. And they managed to get in touch with someone who I'm working with within New Gen. And that was it. He showed them literally a video. They were like, we need to meet him. And that was it. We started to speak. They needed me and someone else, a female. So I contacted a friend, Miss Rose UK. She's a very, very talented dancehall artist over here. And yeah, we put together a routine within like an hour and a half, sent it over to them. They loved it. Went there on the day, killed the video shoot. They ended up actually asking us to stay longer for some more scenes, which actually they never planned for. But on the day, I guess they just really, really loved our vibe. And yeah, we ended up smashing that video shoot, and they were saying, thank you so much. You guys were literally the star of the show.
That's amazing. Charmaine, what do you think of Gad just, presented an achievement on the last year where no one's really been able to do anything, especially in the entertainment business, and he's kind of let go of all those negative things and brought something forward that's very positive, and he won. What do you think of that? Because this is similar to what you write.
Yes, one of the things is that his persistence, his determination, and as long as what I'm hearing is that he kept putting his passion before everything else. And as long as he has that drive, that is what he will always succeed at, because he keeps putting that before everything else. It could be negative or something that he didn't get, but he put that passion, and that's what shines, and that's what people attract to. So he'll always succeed in that.
And do you do the same thing, Charmaine? Are you going to be an author? Is that what you want to do? Or is it that you just want to write a story about kind of your life, and for other people not to get trapped into this sort of life that you started from birth?
I will continue to be an author, because I want to always share my thoughts and my experiences. I will continue to write another book by the end of this year about being empowered. And so I do like to do training. I do the coaching so that I can get from point A to point B for those people who have the answer, but they just can't get out of that little
rut.
Stuck. Yeah. And it's like, they just need that little push. And that's what I love to do. I love to empower people and know that they already have it. And then, of course, I love to do other things by helping other people to become successful entrepreneurs.
Yes. Well, that's like you, Gad. Gad, you came out of a rut. You were kind of in a rut. You were with these people, and you decided to, I'm not getting anywhere where I am right now, so let's change things around. Is that what you did? Because what exactly do you do anyway, Gad? Because I don't think our audience know exactly what you do. You're a teacher, a dance teacher, right?
Yeah, I'm a performer, teacher, choreographer, model, mostly dancer, but above all, an artist in what I do. Dance is not just the average 1-2 step for me. It's a way of breathing.
You make it very different, don't you? You create and make things different, because obviously you're into the younger generation, so you're making the younger generation sort of change around a little bit, which is exactly what they need. Every young person likes change, and they're the ones. Do you know what I truly believe? I believe that the younger generation are kind of taking over the world, and the reason being is because since they were like 5 or even younger than they've had phones, they've had computers, and they're very used to the technical side of life. Whereas us older ones, we're sort of always, how do we work this and how do we do that? Well, you all do it. Now, the world is technical now. This is what the world is. So do you think that either one of you can answer, do you think the younger generation have the biggest advantage right now than they've ever had? Because they've always been put in the background of, oh, they don't know anything. Well, that's not true.
True. That's very true. My 13-year-old granddaughter, she's an actor, singer. And so one of the things is she teaches me how to use technology. And the idea of getting behind her own business as a young entrepreneur, she takes everything and puts it forth that has to do with technology. And sometimes I'm like, wow, we didn't have that opportunity when I was dancing as a Polynesian dancer here in town. I didn't even know how to promote myself. And when I did get the marketing, it took a lot longer. Today they have so much opportunities.
Absolutely. What do you think, Gad? You think the same thing? I mean, you've got such an
I I'm kind of 50-50. I kind of think it's a win-lose situation. I mean, this nowadays it's very easy for people to kind of blow up and kind of become well known over the internet, and that's not a bad thing. But it also created the doorway for people who don't really have the best intentions or aren't really the best, I would say, role models to also become in the limelight. So it's a 50-50 for me.
Funny you bring that up, because a lot of the younger generation are creating other things too of their opinion. You're bringing that up as a 50-50, which is probably exactly, you know, they create things, sometimes they don't. Like the stock market, they're starting to buy in this stock market, you know, for £4, and they're creating something totally different that never happened before. But they're creating disruption.
Speaking of creating things, I do want to mention Gad's exclusive clothing brand called Death by Cloth, and I want to ask him a little bit about it. I bought my t-shirt a long time ago, but I love it and I wear it still every day. It's a really cool design line. And Gad, you're wearing a cool hoodie. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Death by Cloth is as AJ said, the exclusive clothing brand. It's only a clothing brand I really tend to wear for videos or try and wear in any video that I do for video shoots or anything. It's a partnership between me and one of my closest friends, childhood friends growing up. My friend, as he likes to go by, Breezy, he's really kind of the mastermind behind all putting the pieces together. And actually going and getting it all handcrafted, putting it together. I'm just kind of like we just bounce ideas around and I just kind of like do the modeling. But we've had this clothing brand for about 5-6 years now.
Wow.
And you can get t-shirts. What's your line consist of? I got a t-shirt and anybody can get that online. You have hoodies. What else do you have?
Yeah, we consist of hats, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got exclusive custom pieces coming. We've got a new range of jackets coming and some jeans. Also, winter stuff is always around the corner. So we've got some winter pieces that we're already working on. So there's a whole range coming out soon.
That's cool. Thank you for that. And also I want to let everyone know that Gad is a wonderful dance teacher and instructor. And I've actually taken classes from Gad, and he helped me come up to speed on freestyle and hip hop. He also helped me gain confidence in myself as a dancer and as a human being. So I'd highly recommend getting in contact with Gad. And I just want to switch it over also to Charmaine Lee. She also has been a dancer. You've done some Polynesian dancing too, isn't that right, Charmaine Lee?
Yes, a choreographer, instructor. We had a show at Sahara. Remember Sahara Hotel? It used to be the Don Beachcomber. And yes, I had my own show there. And then I danced in several other little hotels and in Laughlin. So I continue. When I first started here in Las Vegas, though, I wanted to help teens. And that was because I saw a lot of teens just not having a focus and where they wanted to go. So I started a group. That's how I started Polynesian here in Las Vegas, because I wanted them to have something other than, nothing to do. And build confidence. And a lot of them now are young adults, and they're doing so well just because of the little bit of confidence that they gain from dancing.
That's wonderful. What do you think, Ninon?
I think it all sounds very good. I'm just sitting back here listening to you, AJ. You keep going. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to mention that. And also, I wanted to ask Gad, how can they get in contact? How can people get in contact with you to get lessons? What is it, private lessons, one-on-one? Is it group lessons? Tell us a little bit about that.
At this present moment, I'm currently doing a freestyle free cypher being hosted over in the UK every Saturday in a privately rented warehouse that recently just got. And that's happening every Saturday. So that's free for people whoever wants to come. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's not just me teaching there. And it's through with the New Gen Cypher. But also I've always been doing personal one-to-ones. People just usually hit me up on my Instagram, which is official Lilblaze. Send me a private DM saying that you just want to get to lessons, and just talk over from there.
Okay, Ninon, you're up. You want some lessons with Gad?
Well, I would like some lessons with Gad, but I can't get to London at the moment. So,
Oh, that's no problem. You can do that on the internet.
sorry.
I said, that's no problem. You can do it on the internet over the phone.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Absolutely. Let's get back to Charmaine. Charmaine, what's the name of your next book?
It's going to be Empowered, Awakening the Empowered Person. So right now I'm not landing on that one because I really want to capture the leaders. So it's right in the middle of something. That's why it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Yeah, but I'll announce it on my website, Charmaine-Lee.com. And I have been part of several other books, and one of them is called Magnetic Entrepreneurs. And that one went #1 internationally. So I'm excited about that. So just keep moving, giving information so people can find it.
Yeah, and that sounds wonderful. What do you do in between of writing, or do you just write?
In between writing, of course, being a grandma, I also do Atomi, which is a business that has health and beauty products, because it's all natural, it's plant-based, and it's helping so many people. And I love to help people. And if it can help in mind, body, and spirit, you can find me there, because it's so important to help people. And for me, it feeds me, and that's the way I live, is to help other people in many ways. And so Atomi products are so fantastic. And if, again, they can get me at my website, Charmaine-Lee.com, and I can talk more about it.
Okay, now what's all this bit about a grandmother? You are a grandmother?
Yes, I'm a grandmother of two. Grandmother of two granddaughters. They're 23 and one's going to be 14. And they are also young entrepreneurs. And that's why it's so important that I keep stepping up and being involved for myself, because I set the example, that I set the pace. And so they're getting ready to launch their line, and the other one's getting ready to do more acting and singing. So yes, I'm a grandmother.
You know, AJ, don't you see that the younger generation, well, I can't say she's not the younger generation, she's got, two granddaughters, but don't you see that people are becoming to open up their own businesses and becoming entrepreneurs, and being like Gad is involved with his own business. He's got these t-shirts and these hoodies. You might not be the one that's actually making them, but you're partners with your best friend and you're moving forward with it. I mean, this is amazing, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm very excited about it, because I think Official Lilblaze has many wonderful projects coming up, exciting projects in the future to look forward to. And so does Charmaine Lee. And it's wonderful. The internet is the way, it's the future, and it's the way to connect with people. So I do want to mention, we've got about 6 minutes left. And if anyone wants to include anything, please go ahead.
Well, actually, she means by including anything. AJ means that exactly what you do, Gad, Lilblaze, exactly with your company. How can people reach your company, and also how can they reach you for lessons? Okay, take it away, Gad.
So Instagram really right now is the main way to contact me. If you just go on Instagram, write an official Lilblaze, there's a link on the page to the Death by Cloth site, and for lessons just DM me. I also have links as well on my page that has videos of stuff that I've done. So for anyone who's curious of what type of lessons they'll be getting, there's always a video to double check.
What do you specialize mostly in, Lilblaze?
It's hip hop.
Hip hop.
The style is hip hop, but it's mostly freestyle altogether.
It's freestyle hip hop. And am I not mistaken, but did you perform in the streets of London?
Yes, I've done busking in the streets of London for many years. It's taken me from the streets to clubs to the stage and to video shoots and to meet many artists.
So I think that's a thing to put out there, that anybody, because I remember in Los Angeles, they had down at the at Santa Monica, we have this long street, and we used to have a lot of dancers, a lot of performers. And sometimes, you know, we look at them and say, you know, that well, they can't, that they have to do the street work because that's all they've got. But that's not so, because this, and you just said it, the street work takes you to your next level sometimes. And sometimes if you don't do the street performance, nobody knows who you are. So, and you never know who's going to be wandering around on a Sunday or a Saturday or whenever you do this, or an evening. So that's a great thing for our younger generation, or for anybody out there, that don't sort of stop yourself, or don't think, well, I can't do the street work, or oh, I don't want to be seen on the streets doing it. That's not so, is it, Gad?
No, even legends today, they still stop and appreciate the people on the streets, because that's where it started. A lot of people on the streets actually tend to have a lot more passion while on the streets than some people who tend to come into the industry and been there for 5, 10, 15 years. So you should never really judge someone on the streets because they're on the streets. It's about the progression.
It is about the progression. I think that's sort of going over to Charmaine. She's nodding her head there saying, you know, because that's actually what you wrote about in your book. You know, where you come from and what happens. And this is really definitely for the younger generation, because there's so many suicides lately that the younger generation think that they're no good, or they can't do this and they can't do that. And that's not true, is it, Charmaine?
No, it's not. And especially because of the pandemic, I have run across a lot of young ones that are so depressed, and what's their purpose? Where are they going to go? What are they going to do? And so being inspired, how do they do that? And so it's important, like this message that you are sending out, this is for them. And so I'm so happy that Lilblaze is able to do what he does, because it's actually inspiring others. And
yes, official Lilblaze is a success story. I wanted to include that.
Anyway.
And so important, and especially with the children. I mean, I just feel so bad for them, because they are depressed right now.
They are very depressed right now. So do you see that also, Lilblaze? Do you see a lot of depressed kids out there? And would you advise them to start wherever they need to start, and don't be ashamed or don't feel worried that you're not a full star? You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like society today now it's really easy because of the internet to kind of shame someone for just making the effort, for trying to be better. And for the younger generation, they need to understand that no matter what age you are, somebody's always going to have something to say about something that you're doing, whether
Good, bad,
they
right,
like it or not.
Doesn't matter.
So
as long as they say something, you know, as long as you're out there.
Yeah.
Again, we've got to close the show out. So how can people reach you, Lilblaze?
Instagram at official Lilblaze, and the Facebook will soon be coming this year.
It'll be up and dancing.
Up and dancing, yes.
Oh, Charmaine, quick, how can we get hold of you?
They can always get me on Facebook for Charmaine Lee 214, or anywhere on Instagram is the same thing, the same address, Charmaine Lee 214, or Charmaine at charmaine-lee.com.
Okay, so I'm going to tell our younger generations, especially to the younger generation. We've got 2 young people on here. Well, they act, one is definitely young, one is acting young. I'm not quite old, how old she is, but who cares? You're doing what you're doing it great. So anyway, but I just want to reach out to the younger generation. Do not be afraid to start anything. Look at Lilblaze starting in the streets, and some people turn around and say, I remember an old story in London when they had the Pearl Dancers, and they were, I forget, I think they were called the Pearl Dancers, and they used to go out on the streets and dance, and they became very, very famous. So it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you end up. It's what you do in between. We all come out one breath and we all leave with one breath, and it's what we do in between of our lives. You are all very, very important. Everyone out there has something within them to do, and that's what they have to find. Might not be the ones they like, but as you start going through life, that's what happens. And everybody has a dream, and everybody should have that dream. Don't forget, and I want to thank everybody out there for sort of reaching out with our program, which is becoming very, very popular. NinonSpeaks Media Image, we give people the platform to be able to let people know who they are, what they are, and why they are.